Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English After Hours. I'm Steph.
And I'm Tim. Steph, I saw you looking at your phone calculator and writing numbers down when I arrived today. Are you working on your business finances?
You got me. Yes, I was actually calculating my monthly income and expenses. As a freelancer, I need to keep track of my money carefully since my income changes each month.
That sounds like good financial planning. Is it challenging to manage money when your income isn't the same every month?
It can be. Some months I earn more, some months less. So I try to save money during good months to help me during slower months. It's like running a small business.
That's smart budgeting. I have a regular salary from teaching, so my income is the same every month. But I still need to be careful with my spending and try to save money for the future.
Exactly. Speaking of money management, I've been learning more about investing lately. Nothing too complicated, just basic stuff like understanding how savings accounts and retirement funds work.
That's important knowledge to have. I have to admit, I find economic news confusing sometimes. When they talk about stock markets going up or down, or inflation affecting prices, I don't always understand what it means for regular people like us.
I feel the same way. A lot of business and economic language can seem really complicated, but the basic ideas are actually pretty simple once you break them down.
That's encouraging to hear. I think understanding basic business and money concepts is really useful for everyone, whether you're an employee, a business owner, or just managing your personal finances.
Absolutely. And many of my ESL students ask about business vocabulary because they want to work in offices, start their own businesses, or just understand economic news better.
That makes perfect sense. Business English is such a practical skill for so many people.
It really is. And that's actually perfect for today's lesson.
You're absolutely right. Today, we're talking about business and economics, basic concepts that affect all of our daily lives.
Before we explore business vocabulary, please remember to subscribe to English After Hours, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up.
And remember, we upload new English lessons every single day. Make sure you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Today, we're covering essential vocabulary for basic business concepts, personal finance, and understanding simple economic news.
This is such a useful topic because money and business affect everyone's life, whether you're working for someone else or managing your own finances.
Are you ready to learn business and economics English?
Let's get started. Today, we're learning how to talk about money, basic business concepts, simple economic ideas, and how to talk about personal finances.
This vocabulary helps you understand news about the economy and manage your own money better.
That's right. Whether you're talking about your job, planning your budget, understanding price changes, or discussing simple business ideas, this vocabulary is useful in daily life.
You'll use this vocabulary when talking about your salary, discussing prices at stores, understanding news about the economy, and explaining business concepts in simple terms.
We'll learn vocabulary for money and banking, basic business activities, simple economic concepts, and how to talk about personal finances.
Since I have a regular teaching job with a steady salary, and Steph runs her own freelance writing business, we can show different ways that people earn and manage money.
Let's start by talking about different ways people earn money and basic job types.
Steph, let's talk about the different ways people make money. What's the difference between having a job like mine and running a business like yours? Great question. When you have a regular job, you work for a company or organization, and they pay you a salary or hourly wage. Your income is usually the same each month, and your employer pays for things like health insurance.
That's right. I work for a school and they pay me a salary every month. The amount is always the same, which makes it easy to plan my budget.
When you run your own business, like I do with freelance writing, you find your own customers and set your own prices. You have more freedom, but your income can change a lot from month to month.
What are some advantages and disadvantages of being self-employed?
The advantages are flexibility. I choose my own hours and projects. I can also potentially earn more money if I get a lot of clients. But the disadvantages are that I don't have steady income, and I have to pay for my own health insurance and retirement savings.
That sounds like it requires good money management skills.
It really does. I have to be very careful about saving money during busy months to help me during slower periods.
What about different types of businesses? Can you explain some basic business types in simple terms? Sure. The simplest type is a small business owned by one person, like a restaurant, hair salon, or repair shop. These are usually local businesses that serve their community.
Then there are larger companies that might have many employees and sell products or services in multiple cities or countries. These are called corporations.
There are also online businesses now where people sell things through websites or provide services over the internet.
And many people work for nonprofit organizations, which try to help society rather than make money for owners.
Now let's learn basic vocabulary for money and banking.
Money vocabulary: cash, credit card, debit card, bank account, savings account, checking account, ATM, deposit, withdraw.
Banking activities: open an account, close an account, make a deposit, withdraw money, transfer money, pay bills, check balance, apply for a loan.
Income and expenses: salary, wages, paycheck, income, expenses, bills, rent, utilities, grocery costs, transportation costs.
Let's practice talking about personal finances and budgeting. How do you manage your monthly budget?
I keep it pretty simple. First, I calculate how much money I expect to earn each month. Then I list all my necessary expenses: rent, utilities, groceries, car payment, insurance.
That sounds like a good system. What do you do with the money that's left over?
I try to put some money into savings every month, even if it's just a small amount. I also budget some money for entertainment and unexpected expenses.
Do you use any tools to track your spending?
I use a simple spreadsheet on my computer, but some people prefer apps on their phones or even just writing everything in a notebook. The important thing is to keep track of where your money goes.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to start saving money but finds it difficult?
Start small. Even saving $5 or $10 a week adds up over time. Also, look for small ways to reduce expenses. Maybe making coffee at home instead of buying it, or walking instead of driving short distances.
What about you? How do you handle budgeting with a regular salary? Having a steady income makes budgeting easier in some ways. I know exactly how much money I'll have each month, so I can plan ahead more easily.
Do you have any strategies for managing your money?
I use what's called the 50-30-20 rule. I spend about 50% of my income on necessities like rent and food, 30% on things I want but don't need, and try to save 20%. I also set up automatic transfers to my savings account, so I save money before I can spend it on other things.
That's a smart strategy. Automatic savings makes it much easier to build up money over time.
Now let's learn vocabulary for basic business operations and activities.
Business basics: customer, client, product, service, price, cost, profit, loss, revenue, market.
Business activities: buy and sell, make a profit, provide services, serve customers, advertise, compete, expand business, hire employees.
Business locations: office, store, shop, factory, warehouse, headquarters, branch, online business.
Let's practice describing different types of businesses and what they do. Can you describe your freelance writing business in simple terms?
Sure. I provide writing services to clients who need articles, blog posts, or marketing materials. My customers are usually small businesses or magazines that need content but don't have time to write it themselves.
How do you find new clients for your business?
I use several methods. Sometimes previous clients recommend me to other businesses. I also have a website that shows examples of my work, and I network with other professionals at business events.
What's the most challenging part of running your own business?
Probably finding a steady stream of clients. Unlike your teaching job, where you have the same students each semester, I constantly need to find new projects and maintain relationships with existing clients.
That does sound challenging. What do you enjoy most about being self-employed?
I love the variety. One week I might write about health topics, the next week about technology. I also appreciate being able to set my own schedule and work from home.
What about traditional businesses? Can you give examples of different types? Sure. A retail business sells products directly to customers, like clothing stores or grocery stores. A manufacturing business makes products in factories, like car companies or food companies.
What about service businesses?
Service businesses provide services instead of products. For example, restaurants provide food service, banks provide financial services, and schools like mine provide educational services. There are also professional services like doctors, lawyers, and accountants who provide specialized knowledge to help their clients.
Now let's learn basic economic concepts that appear in news and daily conversation.
Economic basics: economy, market, supply and demand, competition, inflation, recession, unemployment, and economic growth.
Price and value. Expensive, affordable, cheap, good value, overpriced, discount, sale, bargain, cost of living.
Economic indicators: prices going up, prices going down, economic growth, job market, housing market, stock market, interest rates.
Let's practice explaining simple economic concepts. Can you explain inflation in easy-to-understand terms?
Inflation means that prices for goods and services increase over time. For example, if a cup of coffee costs $3 today, it might cost $3.25 next year due to inflation.
Why does inflation happen?
There are several reasons, but basically it happens when there's more demand for things than there is supply, or when it becomes more expensive to produce goods and services. A little bit of inflation is normal and expected, but high inflation can be a problem because people's salaries might not increase as fast as prices.
How does inflation affect regular people in their daily lives? When there's inflation, everything becomes more expensive. Groceries, gas, rent. If your salary doesn't increase at the same rate, you can buy less with the same amount of money.
That's a good explanation. What about the concept of supply and demand?
Supply and demand is about the relationship between how much of something is available and how many people want it. If lots of people want something but there isn't much available, the price usually goes up.
Can you give a simple example?
Sure. Think about concert tickets for a popular singer. If the singer is very popular, high demand, but there are only a few tickets available, low supply, the ticket prices will be very high.
But if not many people want the tickets, low demand, the prices will be lower even if there aren't many tickets.
Exactly. This basic principle affects prices for almost everything: houses, cars, food, even jobs.
Now let's learn how to talk about employment and work.
Employment types: full-time job, part-time job, temporary job, permanent job, freelance work, contract work, remote work, office work.
Job search: apply for a job, job interview, resume, cover letter, job posting, job fair, networking, references.
Workplace vocabulary: employer, employee, boss, supervisor, coworker, team, department, meeting, deadline, project.
Let's practice talking about different types of employment. What's the difference between full-time work and part-time work?
A full-time job is usually around 40 hours a week, and the employer often provides benefits like health insurance and paid vacation time. Part-time work is fewer hours, usually less than 30 hours a week.
What are the advantages of each type of employment?
Full-time work typically provides more money and better benefits, plus more job security. Part-time work offers more flexibility and free time, which can be good for students or parents.
What about freelance work versus traditional employment?
Traditional employees work for one company and receive a regular check. Freelancers work for themselves and have multiple clients, but they don't get benefits like health insurance from an employer.
Freelancers have more freedom to choose their projects and schedule, but they also have less predictable income and need to handle their own taxes and insurance.
What advice would you give to someone looking for their first job in an English-speaking country? First, make sure your resume clearly shows your skills and experience, even if it's from your home country. Practice interview skills, including common questions like, tell me about yourself and why do you want this job?
Also, networking is very important. Talk to people in your field, attend professional events, and let friends and acquaintances know you're looking for work.
And don't be afraid to start with a smaller position to gain local experience and improve your English in a professional environment.
Now let's learn how to talk about money and financial goals.
Financial goals: save money, pay off debt, build an emergency fund, plan for retirement, buy a house, start a business, invest money.
Financial planning. Make a budget, track expenses, reduce expenses, increase income, compare prices, shop around, live within your means.
Financial problems: in debt, overspending, living paycheck to paycheck, financial stress, can't afford, tight budget, money troubles.
Let's practice giving simple financial advice. What would you tell someone who wants to start saving money but doesn't know how?
I'd suggest starting with the pay yourself first principle. As soon as you get paid, put some money into savings before you pay other bills or buy anything else.
How much should someone try to save?
Even saving 5 or 10% of your income is a good start. The most important thing is to develop the habit of saving regularly, even if the amount is small at first.
What about people who say they don't have any extra money to save? I'd suggest tracking all expenses for a month to see exactly where money is going. Most people are surprised to find small expenses that add up to significant amounts.
Like buying coffee every day or subscription services they don't really use.
Exactly. Sometimes cutting just one or two unnecessary expenses can free up money for savings without significantly changing your lifestyle.
What's your advice for someone who wants to understand economic news better? Start by reading simple explanations of economic concepts online or in beginner-friendly books. Don't worry about understanding everything at first. Focus on the basic ideas.
Also, when you hear economic news, try to think about how it might affect your daily life. For example, if interest rates go up, it might mean loans become more expensive.
And remember that economic news often sounds more complicated than it really is. Most concepts can be explained in simple terms once you understand the basics.
Let's review everything we learned today. We covered basic business concepts, personal finance management, simple economic ideas, and employment vocabulary.
We learned essential vocabulary for talking about money, different types of businesses, economic concepts like inflation and supply and demand, and job-related terms.
Remember, business and economics vocabulary helps you understand news, manage your personal finances better, and discuss work and money topics in daily conversation.
This vocabulary connects with our previous lessons too. Business affects shopping decisions, career goals, travel budgets, and technology choices in our daily lives.
Practice tip. This week, try reading one simple business news article and identify the vocabulary words we learned today. Practice explaining business concepts in simple terms to friends or family.
Another great idea? Look at your own monthly budget and practice describing your income and expenses using today's vocabulary.
You can also practice talking about different types of jobs and businesses you see in your community.
Before we finish today, we have your homework assignment.
Tell us about your work or business experience in the comments. Use the vocabulary we learned today.
For example, you could write, I work part-time at a retail store. My job is to help customers and process payments. I'm saving money to start my own small business someday.
Or you can say, I'm a freelance graphic designer. I provide design services to small businesses. My income changes each month, so I need to budget carefully.
Challenge. This week, try explaining a simple economic concept like supply and demand to someone using everyday examples.
Tomorrow, we'll explore education and learning, essential vocabulary for discussing schools, studying, and educational goals.
Thank you so much for learning with us today. Please subscribe to English After Hours, like this video, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
Remember, we upload new lessons every day, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss tomorrow's episode.
Keep practicing, keep learning about money, and we'll see you tomorrow for another essential English lesson.
Goodbye from English After Hours.
Bye, everyone!